Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. This is Revealing the Narc, and on this channel we dive deep into the intriguing world of narcissism. I'll often use public figures as examples to illustrate how these behaviors can manifest in real life. If this content sounds interesting to you, please like and subscribe, and I should mention everything I say in this video is my opinion, and any hypotheticals or theories that I mention, they're all allegedly. I want to say that I've heard a lot of your feedback about the video in the beginning and of my videos, and I have to tell you guys that was the first video I've ever made, and I was super proud of it. I was super proud of being able to communicate what this channel was about, being able to have music that matches with it. And I get it because it's my baby. It's so beautiful to me and I love it. But I'm going to try for the next few videos to not include that, and I want you to know that I'm listening. And I don't know, hopefully you all like it better, but I do want to say that I was really proud, and I'm still very proud of that video. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to tell you guys a story about something that I experienced, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So there was a time that I was on dating apps. And I don't know if you all have experienced this, but there's a certain type of personality that is successful at dating apps. And these are people that come at you with a lot of flattery, and it's very easy to get drawn in to this. I used to really get drawn into that really quickly, but for me right now, if you approach me like that, it's not. As soon as I feel that the words that are being said don't match the length of time someone has known me, it's an immediate turnoff because it's an unhealthy dynamic to me. Because how can you tell someone all of these, you're the most perfect person I've ever met? Dude, you've known me for 2 days. There's no way that you know that. Right? No matter how I feel about myself, how I value myself, I may feel that I am the most perfect person in the world. But how do you know that? You've only known me for 2 days. Okay, so all this to say that there are men that come at you really strong, and this is women too, okay? So it happens on both sides, that come at you really strong with these beautiful words, and sometimes it could be indicative of love bombing, which is a strong characteristic of narcissists, and it could also be a scammer. So what I wanted to talk about today was 3 things that are similar between narcissists and scammers, and 3 things that are different about them in the context of online dating. So I know this is a little bit different than what we talked about before, but I think it's an important topic to bring up, and I'm going to give you guys my experience. So a couple of years ago, I was on a dating app, and someone started sending me messages, and at the time I was vulnerable to love bombing. But even then, I still felt something was off. And the first thing that I thought was a signal to me that something was off was that the conversation felt like it was a script. And what I mean by that is I would be asked a question, and it would be a question that you would have to think about to answer, and it would take a long time to type it out. And as soon as I typed it out, their response came back, and there was a long response. Like, there's no way they could have typed that out in the time it took for me to send it. So that made me think, okay, this is someone that's copying and pasting this. So there's some form of script, right? And at this point, you still don't know if you're dealing with love bombing in from a narcissistic way or from a scammer. And then this person said, why don't we move our conversation to WhatsApp? And I don't know if any of you are true crime fans, but they always tell you never go to the second site. Never go to the place that a kidnapper or someone wants to take you. It makes your chances of survival much less. And I think maybe that's true of dating apps too. Don't go to the second site. You can continue communicating on the dating app until you feel comfortable to move out of that dating app. But at the time, I was naive and I said, okay. And this man told me, let's go on WhatsApp. I'd never used WhatsApp, so we got on WhatsApp. And this man told me he was in the military and he was stationed somewhere in the Middle East. And I knew the time difference. So within a couple of hours of messaging, he said something about, "Oh, I was dreaming about you all night." But I knew, because I understood the time difference, that he hadn't had nighttime yet. He couldn't have dreamt of me. It couldn't have happened. So I called him out on it, and it just he like started backtracking what he said. And at this point I was weirded out, and I was going to end everything. I was going to end communication with him. And I noticed his WhatsApp was WhatsApp business. So immediately I blocked him and I stopped talking. And then I looked into what's the difference between WhatsApp and WhatsApp for business. And at the times, I don't know if it's changed since then, but WhatsApp for business can accept money. So I believe I was dealing with a scammer. This was someone who was looking for vulnerable women who would fall for this type of love bombing, and eventually it could go somewhere really, really bad. So that was my experience. And what I want to say is that, believe it or not, the approach of scammers and narcissists in relationships is surprisingly similar, but there are key differences, and let's break them down. Both narcissists and scammers, they excel at manipulation. So they know how to read people and exploit emotions. Narcissists might use flattery to create dependency, while scammers might fabricate stories to gain trust. So it's important to watch out for these things. And of course, narcissists may also fabricate stories, and scammers might use flattery, but it's important to watch out that for both of these things. Both of them want to rush into a relationship. Narcissists often push for a quick intimacy to maintain control, while scammers create a false sense of urgency to get what they want, often your money or personal information. So there are multiple ways to get to their end goal, and that's why love bombing is important, because that's an easy way to already start to basically hook your victim, whether it's a narcissist or a scammer. And finally, they both create deceptive personas. Narcissists may curate an idealized version of themselves, while scammers will often use fake profiles and images. But both are about presenting a false reality to lure in their target. So now let's look at a couple of differences between the two. Their motivations are different. So the narcissist may be seeking validation and admiration, often wanting a relationship to boost their self-esteem. Scammers, on the other hand, are primarily motivated by financial gain and exploitation. Secondly, narcissists generally crave emotional connections even if they're superficial. They thrive on attention and often engage with their partners, while scammers are more focused on their end goal and show little genuine interest in their victims' feelings. And finally, their long-term and short-term goals are different. Narcissists may aim for long-term relationships even if they're toxic, while scammers usually operate with short-term goals, planning to disappear once they've extracted what they want from their targets. However, we've all seen when people have been scammed or have one of these love scams over many years, and they've been wiped of their 401k, and they've taken out second mortgages on their homes. So the scammer could also go for a long term, can use people long term as well. I'm going to give you 10 tips now to help you feel safer and be safer in the online dating space. Do your research, so Google their name and any unusual details to verify their identity. Number 2, be cautious with personal information. Avoid sharing sensitive details like your address, financial information, or even your daily routine early on. Number 3, trust your instincts. If something feels off, don't ignore your gut feeling. There's a reason why we have it. Narcissists and scammers are predators, and when we feel like we are the prey, we feel it in our body. So trust your gut. Listen to your body when you feel like something is off. Number 4, look for red flags. Be wary of excessive flattery, inconsistent stories, or reluctance to meet in person. Number five, video chats. Before meeting in person, suggest a video call to confirm their identity. Number six, keep conversations on the dating platform. Avoid moving to personal messaging too quickly to maintain a level of security. So, this was also something I was mentioning before. Number seven, meet in public places. For first dates, choose well populated locations and let someone know your plans. Also, drive yourself there. Do not get in their car. You don't know who this person is. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know where they can drive you to. So, drive yourself and drive yourself home. Number eight, limit emotional investment. Take your time getting to know someone before becoming emotionally involved. There are things that I say that are earned: love, trust, respect, and time. These are things that are earned. You do not just give this away to people for free. And the same thing, you should not expect them to do that for you too, right? People need to prove to you who they are, what their character is, before you let them into your circle, right? And being able to get into your circle, it takes time. That's the only thing. I know that a lot of times we want to rush into things and make things happen, but seriously, time is on your side. You need to let time go by so you can watch these people. And when I mean people, I mean coworkers, family, friends, romantic interests, in order to see who they are. Number nine, educate yourself about scams. Familiarize yourself with common online dating scams to recognize them early. And finally, report suspicious behavior. Use the platform's reporting features if you encounter a potential scammer or any negative behavior. So, I'm wondering what you all think about this. Did you please leave any comments or any experiences you feel comfortable sharing? Did you think this content was interesting and relevant to the page? Personally, I do, because it's about recognizing narcissism, and I think the online dating space is just so popular. It's important to be safe. If there's any topics that you think I should cover, please also let me know about that. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you all very soon.